Isekai is a genre of anime which I thought cannot shock me anymore. I mean, we saw a talking sword, a dude turn into a vending machine, but what completely fried my brain was the rising of the vibrator hero. After this, Iwatani Naofumi was seen trying to off himself, but leaving him aside. When I thought I have finally seen everything, but then I stumbled upon this, and I was shocked again, in more than one ways. And if you haven't read Reincarnation Colosseum yet, you are in for a huge surprise, trust me. But before that, hit the subscribe button. One day, Mikagami was playing video games like usual. A gamer MC is a must for any isekai. But Mikagami is not just any gamer. He is what you call a hardcore gamer who dedicated all his life to video games. And one of those few people who reached the pinnacle of gaming. Then suddenly a flash of light appears and Mikagami realizes he is not in his room anymore. Then he looks around and sees unfamiliar faces and a woman of every man's dream. Then he realizes that he has been isekai to another world. With this, all the pieces are in place for what makes a isekai. Wait, something seems to be missing. Truck-kun, where are you? No Truck-kun? It's fine, I guess. Then, the woman with explicit features speak. She said, the head priest. Let me tell you one thing. Priests are the most sketchy people out there. That's why I prefer none. Then they praise Mikagami for skills and the blessing he got from getting summoned, and results were so shocking that they changed Mikagami's life forever. There are no skills to speak of, but the blessing he got is copy skill, and just like Mikagami I thought, wow, that's so cool. Only strong characters have that kind of ability. But the next moment his hopes were crushed. Copy skill is the most trash skill out there, which makes Mikagami utterly useless and a bottom feeder. Then the so-called priest showed her true colors, and Mikagami, who thought he will become a hero or something, instead becomes a sword fighting slave. Now this is where things get really interesting. Mikagami, an introvert gamer who was summoned in another world with the most trash skill and now a slave, will he be able to get himself out of this predicament? Mikagami, thrown in a jail cell, finally realizes the situation he is in. Then, an unknown girl mocks him from the same cell. She's also a slave, just like him, and her name is Zulu. Mikagami sees this as an opportunity to get information, but Mikagami has nothing to offer in return. But Zulu is fine with it, cause she also sees this as some kind of opportunity. This is a religious country called Bumbledore. They have been in constant war with their neighbors, but they are short-handed. That's why they summon warriors from another world who will fight for them. Humans who get summoned from another world get skills and blessing, and of course quality of those skills will decide how you will be treated. That's why people like Mikagami with garbage skill are completely useless. But summoning is really expensive. That's why people like him are turned into a show in Colosseum. But that's not all. Punishment for losers is what's really wild here. Loser becomes the slave of winner and will be freed by them. Yes, you heard me right. And if you are thinking, but Mikagami is a male, how does that work? Every match happens between man and woman, and if man wins, everything is good to go. But if woman wins, then the man get turned into a woman and the winner grows a shillong to do ding dong. Mikagami will not only be fighting for his life, but also to save his chastity. But still, there's one question that remains. Why is copy a weak skill in the first place? And the reason is very simple. You will copy the skill of your opponent who is familiar with that skill, but you will be using it for the first time. It would be like a match between a samurai and a guy who's holding sword for the first time. With this, we also find out who Mikagami will fight against. Her name is Torture Mary. She's a gladiator who loves to bully nobodies like Mikagami. She is a sadist who can kill Mikagami in one shot, but even death will not help him escape his fate. Mikagami comes to the realization that the situation he finds himself in is far more challenging than he initially anticipated. However, what Zed, Zulu or Mary may not be aware of is that Mikagami is no ordinary human. He stands as an individual who has ascended to the pinnacle of gaming world. Through unwavering skill and relentless effort, fear doesn't grip him when faced with an unbeatable boss. Instead, it exhilarates him. Conquering what others deem impossible is the true essence of gaming for Mikagami. He perceives the unfolding event as if they were just another game, a world where he is invincible. Then we get a brief preview of how sadist Torture Mary is and her plans for what she will do with her next victim. Then, at the Colosseum, where everyone is gathered to see the Mikagami, who already arrived, get humiliated and destroyed. Then Mary enters the arena like a real boss, getting carried by her slaves, with a perfect streak of 20 out of 20. But what's with that body though? Ooh, I feel all tingly inside. Then everyone in the arena laughs at Mikagami for his copy skill, and Mary tries her best to intimidate our young hero. But Mikagami does not get intimidated by her provocations, cause he have different plans. Instead, he steels himself and declares to everyone that he's the one who will win and he's the one who will breed her. Now in this brutal match, who will be the winner, Mikagami or Mary? Who will beat who and who will breed who? This manga is really a wild ride, which sometimes made me think what the hell and sometimes oh yes. This manga is nothing but intrusive thoughts of mangaka and his kings. And it's something which I can really appreciate, cause this manga helps us break free from the norms which Isekai genre have. A OPMC and cheat scale, all the girls falling for main character like Apple for Newton. I was really tired of seeing all this cliche again and again. But it's not like this manga is all that different, but it does provide you with something new and interesting which is refreshing in its own way. And let's not forget about icing on the cake, which are the scenes that you get after every battle. Oh, those are what you really need to see.
Yeah, boy.
And the most amazing is how Mikagami, despite his lack of powerful skill, will pull himself out of this predicament with his ingenuity and brain muscle. And if you are looking for some great plot here, please don't. I recommend reading this while relaxing so that you can enjoy all the horniness and satisfaction evoked from every victory. If you do that, you will most definitely enjoy this. And in the end, I have to say, Isekai is one of my favorite genre cause it keeps evolving, but the direction it is taking is good or bad is a question that we all need to ask. And I know you are eager to read this now, but before that, make sure to like and subscribe and help me reach 100 subs. I will really appreciate it. At last, this is Praise and hope you have a good one, if you know what I mean.